called to diagnose this vehicle. This vehicle is having misfiring on cylinder 6, 4, and no, 2 is not bad, but it's having misfiring on cylinder 6 and 4. And I'm the only one here, so I can't go to the battery and crank it as usual, then check. So what I've done is I've connected my breakout box and I've connected my power and ground because it is linked to it, and I have inverted. So the red one goes to negative and the black one goes to positive. So I'm using AC, that's why you don't see the measurement or you don't see it down. So I'm using negative. If I change this to DC voltage, if I change this to DC voltage, you see it has dropped, which is telling me that it's a DC voltage. So now that I've changed it to AC, you can see it's a straight line. And pay attention to my voltage. I'm using 200 milliamps. 200 milliamps, sorry. I'm using 200 milliamps. So what I'm going to do is I'll first let me set my voltage to 500 milliamps. 500 millivolts. So I'm setting my voltage to 500 millivolts. Then I'll set my time base or my time to 1 second per division. So I'll set my time to 1 second per division so that I can get more on the screen. So when you get to understand scope using, normally when you are using scope, the more you want to get data on the screen, the more time you have to use. And if you want to expand the data, that's where you use your voltage. So when it comes to the vertical, the horizontal axis, you use the time. So when you have that understanding, you know how to capture information with your scope device. So with this one, I'm going to capture the cam and I'm going to capture the crank, or I'm going to do a relative compression test. But I'm doing it from the OBD because the OBD has a chassis ground and a power to it. So with this one, the next thing I have to do is I have to pause it and start it again. But the moment I start it, this car is from America. When you step on the accelerator and the brake, it will crank without starting. That means you are doing relative compression. So as I step on the acceleration and my brake, let me do play, then let me crank the vehicle. So now the vehicle is cranking. I can wait it for it to crank for a while, then I turn it off, then I pause my video. Then I pause my scope capturing. So this is the data that I'm going to expand to make it meaningful for you to get the understanding with it. So with this one, what I'm going to do now is I have to expand this thing. So I have to first use my time base. I have to change my I have to use my voltage. So I have to change my voltage from 500 milliamps. So you see that the moment I change my voltage from 500 milliamps, the waveform will start expanding. So let me do that. Let me change it to 200 milliamps. You can see the waveform starts expanding, and 100 milliamps. So you can see the waveform have expanded enough. So now I want to zoom out and get the better details. That's the reason why I like using this scope. I'm able to do that with it. So with this one, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to my time base. So now I'm using my horizontal time base. Then I'm going to change my time base from 1 second to a suitable time that I can get meaningful information from this waveform. So let me start changing my time. I've gone to 500 millisecond, and now I've moved from 500 millisecond to 200 millisecond, and now I've moved from 200 millisecond to 100 millisecond. So with the 100 millisecond, I can hold on, or if I like, I can continue. And one funny thing about vehicles, when you are working on this type of engine, you should know your firing order. this vehicle firing order is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how they've designed it, because block A, or let's say block 1, is 1, 3, 4, and block 2 is 2, 4, 6. So that's how they've done it. When I say block banks, bank 1 and bank 2. So the firing order is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I'm going to do is, with this scope, I can hit measure, then turn on my cursor, then type. It asks me for the type. I want the time base rather. So what I'll do is, let me start from my A. So with the settings of the A, now on one particular, then I count 6 of these lines, then I start one again. So let me do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then I start one from here. So I'm having this on that. Let me go to my measure again and go to B, then move the B to the 6th position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then one again. So with this, I know I can have more information on the screen. To make it more meaningful, I can go to my time base and reduce my time base from 100 millivolts, from 100 milliseconds to 50 milliseconds. And you can see I'm having a meaningful information. So with this one, what I'll do is I'll start counting to see if I have 6 on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means I can start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then one again. So let me go to my measurements and do the B, then move the B to the seat 1. So if I move the B to the seat 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7. Do you get it? So now that I have this information on my table, now I can confidently tell the client that I'm having compression issue with the misfiring, because I've changed the spark plug, I've swapped the spark plug, I've swapped ignition coil, and still cylinder 6 is misfiring. And the client told me they've worked on it and they did head gasket issue. So I have to check other issues and see maybe if it is from the valve or something. But there's an easy way to do your relative compression. From here, I know I'm having a low compression on one cylinder. So even if there is the firing order, so let's say if there is cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then you come to cylinder 1 again. So let's say if there is the firing order, if there is 6, as I'm saying, 6 is the one misfiring. If there is 6, then that means this one will be 5. So 5, 6. So 5, 6. Then you start 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you come back to 5. So if you can see, there are 2 cylinders, the 4 and 6 that are misfiring. So 5, 6. Do you get it? So 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, then 4. So these 2 are the cylinders that are misfiring. So this is one complete cycle or one complete rotation, and these are the 2 cylinders that are misfiring, that are causing the misfiring in the cylinder. So with this one, I'm perfect and I'm good, but now I have to do more examination, and I'll leave it to my mechanics here, and I'll speak to the client. If he wants me to do that mechanic work, I'll do it. If he doesn't want me and he will go and give it to his mechanic, then he will go and give it to his mechanic to do it. But from this, I'm 100% assured that this car is misfiring. This car is having a compression issue, and it's not an electrical issue. It's not a problem from the ignition coil injector. I don't need to even swap my injectors. From this test, less than 10 minutes, I'm able to identify that I'm having low compression issue, which I have to deal with. So as I've said with the firing order, that's the same thing you do. So anytime you want to get more details, you remember you increase your time waves. You increase your time line or your time base. So if I increase the time base, I'll get more information. then later I can interpret in the information, or I can work on the information. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. So I'm done with this diagnosing, and I'm surely and hopefully know that it is a compression issue. Thank you for watching.